Hello, everybody. Finally, right? First of all, apologies for the longer than usual wait. And thank you all for your patience. But yeah, before we start, let me thank Demon. Demon helped me transition and Demon is a mod here and also on my Discord. And he helped me transition my commands from the Nightbot into a new bot. And now we have everything in one place, and we have this, he had another great idea, which is like we're always making fun of myself because I make way too many mistakes. Just to name a few, I remember that on our last stream, I was trying to test some LEDs on the board, and then I would try to hit a key, but the board wasn't even soldered. I had just desoldered the board. So those kinds of stupid things that I do that we here call mistake keeps, right? So from this point on, if you ever caught me or if you ever catch me on one of those, there's a new nice command, which I'm gonna debut here because as I told you in chat, for people that was reading chat, I wasn't finding the, the plate for this build. And because I have a drawer only for plates, another one for PCBs and whatnot, and it wasn't there. So I started to panic because I already started the stream. And then it occurred to me that there was a good chance that the plate would be with on the keyboard box, and that's where it was. So just to celebrate that, let me debut this command. So basically what you do is mistakes ++, and then you can see that we have a little counter of mistakes right beside the live chat up there, and you can see that now it has 1, right? So if you ever catch me doing a mistake, do mistakes ++, or you can always check the mistake counter just by doing bang mistakes. With that out of the way, let me see who's here and say hi for everybody. Once again, thank you so much for waiting. So it seems like the first one here was S3LQ, and S3LQ is a guy behind an interest check for some really nice desk mat. So S3LQ, if you want, go ahead and paste the link to the IC here. I really like, and I'm probably getting one. Let's see who else is here. Mineral, hello, Mr. Demon, of course, already talked about him. Nobuwen0, you were not first, you were 4th, but that counts. G-Pond is here. Evil, Tefrem, hello, how is everybody? We're good. How are you, Tefrem? Long time. Mr. Mackert, Digit Void, the replacement. Who else? Fresco 313, Harem say. Wotang Killabees. I'm butchering everybody's name, so sorry about that. KVS, Tom Spirit, X Perms. And who else? Let's see. Betty Shark, hello. Good, how are you? And Zychok, how are you? And Barnabeer, I'm 36, but fine with it. I'm totally fine with that as well. All right, as you can see, my table looks a little bit different as well. I have reorganized everything here, so that's a little, I can tuck my keyboard underneath this thing, so it's nice. I have a clean place here to build. I moved this to the right hand, but I think I may bring it back to the left hand. I feel more comfortable there. For this stream, what I did is I did our side view camera, actually side view. So we're gonna explore to see if that is good or bad. I don't know yet. And all right, so we have a long mission tonight. I think that's gonna take a little while, which is to desolder this bad boy here, my KBD8X Mark II. And let me see if I can show you why I wanted to rebuild this. the way it is right now, it's built with a half breastplate, and meaning that all this area here doesn't have any plate underneath. It's all, you know, direct. So they're directed to the PCB. I got a lot of people asking about the keyboard song from the stream. It's on Spotify. Oh, that's awesome. I kid you not. I was playing it today for my wife, and she also loves it. I really like that, by the way. All right, let me show you why we're rebuilding this. Let's see if we can capture what the problem is on this camera. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press a few keys on this side and pay attention to what happens to the rest of the same row here. So can you see that everything kind of flexes, but in a weird way? Weird flex, but okay. And another problem is when I type, especially on the keys towards the center, the bottom of the keys hit the bottom of the case. You can almost like, check this out. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is super annoying. And can you see how those move in isolation? So this flex is not the kind of flex that you want on your keyboard, like at all. This is very bad. And after some investigation, I figured out what the problem is. So let me show you what the problem is. And let me tell you, this is a half plate in brass. Yes. Let me get a puller here. So I'm going to pull a few caps here. We're going to have to pull them anyway. So let me just do something here real quick. And let me pull some here as well. And let me show you what I found the problem to be. I'll pull more here, here. So in my opinion, this keyboard shouldn't be offered on this configuration with a half plate, because the PCB came with what they call the cutout, the Mimi cutouts. I'm gonna show you on the other camera. It may be easier to see. Hold on. What did I do? I don't know. How did that appear there? Hold on. There you go. All right. So let me focus here. Can you guys see how there is a cutout here and down here? Hey, wait. Oh, okay, yeah, they did a mistake. That's good. So can you see how those keys here, because of this cutout we have on the PCB, how they flex on their own and even bumps on the bottom? So yeah, that's why I think that this board should not be offered in half plate configurations, because it really bumps on the bottom of the housing, and that's not something we want, right? So as I said, in order to try and fix this, we're gonna desolder the whole board, get the switches out, put another plate, and try to see if we have this fixed that way. And someone asked if this is a 7U spacebar, and indeed it is. So another thing I hate about half plate is it's always harder to take out keys, because when you put the switch, the keycap puller, you always get the whole switch instead of the cap. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out the keys that have plate underneath first, and then I'm gonna try to take out the rest with my fingers. So there we go. Interim design decision for a PCB. Yeah, Fresco. So it's usually a good thing if you get extra flex, especially if you have linears like I do. I love flex. The problem here is that there's not a good balance between the stuff that has flex and the stuff that doesn't. Those things up here are very stiff, and at the bottom as well. Meanwhile, this thing, check this out. Let me show you. Who wants this sound when you're typing? Nobody. You want something like this, not this. Hey, Zyrosk, I remember you. You're the Tokyo Night set guy. How are you? Trainer, are you asking me to decide? That's an impossible decision for me because I still didn't receive my H1s. My H1s are on the way, and I would say a long way too, because shipping to Brazil is a mess right now, and even internally, our postal service is fumbling all around. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna put my hands on H1s. Yeah, it's horrible. Even when I'm pulling, probably can't see it from this angle, but check this out. Look what happens when I pull like this K here. The whole thing comes with the key. That's not a healthy flex. Not a healthy flex at all, in my opinion. And people even said, but there are other keyboards. I have this 65% keyboard that also has the mini cutouts, but I don't get the problem. But when you have a 60%, what happens is this top row here also has a plate. So if the cutouts are placed somewhere else and not on the same place as you have, you know, this lack of plate, I think it's okay. But the way it is right now, it isn't. Which is a shame because I really like this keyboard. I think it looks amazing, and I think it looks better with the breastplate than it will look with the carbon fiber plate. But I prefer a keyboard that looks a little bit worse but feels better than the other way around. Telios V2 films sound nice too. They do. But I was so unlucky with Telios V2. The batch that I got is so scratchy, and Zio doesn't want to refund them because he says that it's a risk that you get with Gateron switches, and that's why I decided to no longer buy anything from Zio, at least for now. I love their, you know, I love Zilios. I love especially the stabs. I used to buy a lot of his stabs before we find, you know, the cheaper alternatives. But yeah, the thing of not refunding, because when you buy a switch at $1 per count, I think you should make sure that, you know, your clients are getting what they're paid for. But yeah, TX film is a pain in the ass when you have OCD. Yeah, you mean like if they go in backwards or a regular way, then you, yeah. I don't suffer from that, thankfully. So I just go ahead, and it doesn't matter if the shiny side goes upwards or downwards. I just go with it. All right, let's take this apart. They always move up slightly, yes. Yeah, when they stick out the top. That always happens with me as well. I learned to pretend I'm not seeing that. Just look the other way. All right, we need some regular Phillips for this. Get my screw tray. I like the keyboard fumes. I haven't had any issues with them moving yet. Yeah, I used to use a lot of them as well when TX fumes were sold out, and they are just as good. I would buy them again without any restrictions. And guys, I am trying to do some YouTube content, like videos that I'm recording. One of the things that I'm planning on doing, I started recording already, is, do you guys remember when I did that investigation of some alternative lubes from AliExpress? So when we did that investigation, we only did like in individual switches, remember? But I started to do some comparisons between a board, a hot swap board with stock MX Blacks. And then I took switches and I did the thin lube, the lube that people use on Rubik cubes. And I'm going to do a comparison. And then I have one thicker lube that I also got from there that I also want to investigate. So I'm thinking, planning on releasing maybe 2 episodes of this series, starting with this one where I do the first comparison and then doing a second one and then getting to the conclusions. Let's see if I can stick to that because it's really hard. YouTube, like editing video takes such a long time. I really admire people that do that. I like the perfect filming, but I'll take side up as, yeah. I like the keyboard, yep. That's what I'm thinking of thick films next because they can't bind. So I am still skeptical about the thick films. I had problems. Hey, look at that. We have a new follower. Thank you so much. Hot Summer Storm. Thank you and welcome. But yeah, the thick films, I had switches, I don't remember which, that even with the regular films, they would not close easily. So I wonder how they would be with the thick stuff. But I still want to try them, and I learned that you can 3D print yours. So what's going on? Is this not coming? Oh, the PCB, the USB connector is really a tight fit. I made a mistake with my lube, used 205G2, and I have to put it on super light. I can't afford 40 for mixing 106 oil. So 205G2, at least for me, I think it should be fine. Do you feel like the switches are too gunked up or something like that? I did 205G2 before, and I liked it. As a matter of fact, I have, I think, 1 or 2 tubes of the tubes that look like toothpaste from Crytox themselves that I am pretty sure is G2. And I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Only work well with Durock. Oh, okay. It's just a hair slower, but it's not bad. Yeah, and I feel like if you break it in and you rearrange the lube, with time, it gets better. But again, I am yet to try. I have G00, and I think G000 from Mike from Novel Keys that I still didn't try. So we should try that on stream soon. Exactly, it's all preference. There's even the Taeha all preference thingy, right? All right, so you guys can see, like, let me show you how this thing flexes by its own. Look. So, too bad. All right, let's desolder this baby up. But the Rubik's Cube lubes come up without a lot of use and wear out fast. Yes, so that's one concern I have. There you go, the replacement, that's the one. And Victor Pre is here. Hello. And Khalil down with 4 months streak. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Yes. So what was this? What was that I was talking about? Oh, the Rubik cubes. Yes. I also heard that they were out fast. I'm gonna also, try to see how fast they were. But and I don't wanna share my conclusions before the video, but I think I kind of already have a conclusion because I already did the experiment. And the next thing I'm gonna do is mix up some of that Maru Lube, I think it's how it's called, with a thicker one that I bought on AliExpress. Hold on, let me open the window here. So yeah, this thicker one is for, I don't remember. I think it's for remote control cars or something like that. I have about $50 off Rubik's Cube lubes. I spend over 300 in cubing. Cubico is the way to go. Oh, that's interesting that you have that knowledge. So Cubico is another kind of lube. Traxxas? Man, that name sounds familiar. It may be Traxxas. Cubico sells all the things cubing, but it's based in the US. Oh, I have a proxy in US, so most of the stuff that I get comes from US. So right now it's going to be a pain, as I said at the beginning of the stream, but when we resume normal activities, it may be back to normal, I hope. Hey, and Bueno with the 300 bits. Thank you so much, Bueno. And Danny Freitas is here. Hello, hello. Boa noite. And Fashion Fruit is here as well. Hello, hello. Ah, there we go. So this command is now flawless. That's awesome. Another thing I have been thinking about, and I would love to hear what you guys think, is trying to find someone that is like a decent editor, video editor, and maybe downloading my VODs and trying to make like a concise version of them for YouTube. Do you guys think that's something worth investing on? Which mistake did I did, Tommy Hong? That's not fair. I didn't do any mistake. I mean, I did, but not right now. If you agree that that's unfair, just do mistake minus minus, and that should take one back. And the mistake counter is up there above the live chat. If I did editing, I do it for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about paying someone. I know there you can find. Thank you, Demon. It seems like it's not. This solder remover, I think it's. Let me check for you because I feel like I'll be lying if I think it's like 250-ish, 200. Let's see. This is the FR301. $249. So yes. I don't know why it did +1. I need to investigate, Tommy Hong. There's something really wrong with that command, as far as I know. So not sure. Oh, it doesn't update? Yeah, we can always change it later. No worries there. It is really expensive, so if you're only desoldering like 1 or 2 keyboards, I don't think it's worth it at all. You're better off just going through the pain that is desoldering by hand. But if you're someone like me that desolder a lot of boards, then it may be worth it. I mean, I love it. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. And Fashion Fruit is following. Thank you so much. Sounds like the incorrect noise for a game show. What do you mean? Clockwork, how are you, by the way? Now more like one of those little vibrating toys with the card that moves around. That's what I think, Zirkowski. Why mix lube together? So in my case, I like to mix oil and grease because it makes the grease a little thinner and makes the switches a little faster. I like how it feels, basically. My Wii remote. Oh, I got it. What did I miss? I stepped away. So the replacement, not much. I'm just desoldering it. That was the plan all along. What makes those cutouts a meme? Nah, it's just the, you know, the way I identify them. Because when the first person that did cutouts on the PCB said that they made it because it was a meme. So that's why I refer to them as meme cutouts. They're probably not. They're flex cutouts or whatever. Keeps, do you think a 60% with a half plate and PCB cutouts will also be too much? My Polaris is an FR4 half plate. Where are those located? Do you know, Victor? Again, if also the bottom of the house of the case is a little deeper, you won't feel it as much as mine. But it's really hard to tell. It could be a problem. But again, remember, on the 60%, it's probably, I don't know. I think you may be safe. The flex cut is between R3 and R4 on Polaris. So, same thing. So, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 and 4. So, same thing as here. So, there's a possibility that it's going to have the same issue that I've had. You're very patient with all the questions. Thanks for that. I was wondering what that copper looking to set to your upper left. This thing here? This is just different bits for my screwdriver. You can hear the switch pins hit the case in my PC half plate Polaris without the case foam, so put that inside. So there you go. Urban Line, thank you for addressing that. And about the questions, like the whole reason I do this is to interact with you people. Otherwise, I would do this without the camera, right? So I love the questions and I love engaging with you guys. I think to ask the number of mistakes, it has to be bang mistake, Tom Spirit. But I don't want to stop watching your stream. I thank you for that. I don't know even I don't even know what to say. Is he on right now? This solder gun is very top, is what Danny Freitas said. Yes, I agree. I love this thing. Like, I swear by it. Oh, Taiha is live. Okay. Yeah, I always lose a lot of viewers when he is live. So I'm glad people are sticking around. He just went live. That build probably won't start till 15-20 minutes from now, based on his streams usually go. What is he building? Actually found you from Taiha after my first budget keyboard build. There you go. So you see? Yeah, like the awesome thing about his popularity is everybody that is on the hobby ends up with a net positive, right? And that's what I think is cool. More people interested about the hobby and looking out for other content creators. So that's what I like about it very much. Oh yeah, no, he's a pop star. It's impossible to read everybody. It's a different value proposition. On the other hand, he also always have the cutting edge stuff along with, you know, the new stuff, the hyped stuff always goes to him first. I'll be doing my first build next week. I get to build the Polybower that... Oh, seriously, Bueno? No, I'm gonna ban you. You're never supposed to come back here after saying that. Would love if you could join. Super nervous, but you're my motivation to start streaming. Bueno, tell you what. Just tell me the date and the time, and I will do the best I can to be there. Actually, I think for most of the people that were beginners in our Brazilian Discord, I always were there when they started building, like the first build of theirs, trying to help. I remember one of those took like 5 hours for the person start to finish, and I was doing my best to do all the hand holding I could do, but I am really, really humbled that I can influence people like that. So let me know and I'll be there for sure. Hollingate. I don't know which one that is. I have an issue where the spacebar stab ticks a slightly bit, and I've noticed others with it too. Yes, let me tell you which keyboard has that very same problem. Hold on. This keyboard here has that very exact same problem. Let me tell you how I fixed mine, and it may fix yours. I lifted the stab and I added a whole lot of thick lube between the wire, the end of the wire there, and the housing of the stab. And I did it both sides because I figured that both sides were doing it. So try that. Try to get like a toothpick or something like that and try to stick a lot of lube in there and see if that helps. Oh, next round of Lubbringate. I see. Very nice by Keebs, right? What is his name? I forgot. He goes by Keebs. Homroko, right? I did that too. It helped a bit. In my case, it completely fixed the issue. Temporarily, it came back. I almost desoldered that keyboard because of that. And I noticed that is only happening nowadays on cherry screw-ins. Is your stab cherry as well? I didn't get that on C3 or Everglides. Yeah, I just learned to deal with it. Yeah. I can totally relate to that. All right. Seems like we got them all. Zeo stabs, interesting. Yeah, I only had that happen to me on, as I said, on cherry stabs. Okay, so we have most of it out, and the rest we're gonna transfer when we, yeah, right now. So let me put this aside. And let me try to take those out, and we can do those first. I can't notice unless I'm listening so close. Just learn to deal with it. I have Zeo stabs. Oh, sorry, I read that again. Might try Durox next. Yeah, I have Everglides and I love them. As you can see here. I think those are probably Everglides. Zeo or Everglides. They are very similar. I haven't had the same I have the same problem with Durox and C3s. Oh, that sucks. Another thing that I always do is make sure that your stab wire is straight before soldering. Sometimes a bent wire can also do that. Not sure if that's the case with you guys, but it's another thing that can influence that. All right, so we have all our alphas here, but I think I'm actually gonna do the, and this is my spacebar switch with a different stem. Take those switches. Ouch, just fucked my finger. Oh, it's hot swap, so there you go. Not as bad. I've also had this really weird issue with the dielectric grease running off the wire, which has never happened to me before. Might be making the full switch to 205G0. So for stabs, you can easily do 205G2 if you want and save up that G0 goodies. But which dielectric grease did you use? Because that matters as well. Do you recommend Band-Aid stabs? Again, it's one of those things that is taste, right? When I began soldering keyboards, I would always do the Band-Aid mod, like every single time. But because I learned it from my keyboard god, which is Anthony from 001 Keyboards. Let me give him a shout. 001. So yeah, and so I followed suit, right? I would do the same thing. And with time, I decided, you know what? Let me try without it. And I like it better without the Band-Aid mod. I think that the keys, the sound when you bottom them out, they are more consistent if you don't do the steps, the Band-Aid mods. Oh, damn, that matters. Yeah, Super Lube is not good for keyboards. Unfortunately, that's the lube I used to use all the time, and it dries up badly with time. So yes, do yourself a favor and give Permatex a try. It's really good and super cheap. Cheaper than Super Lube. All right. Yeah, try that and let me know. I am 99% sure that you're gonna be a satisfied customer. Where's my Permatex cutout? My commission. Perfect. Band-Aid is only good for silent. That makes sense. Zarkowski. Sorry, I keep butchering your name. But you know what I am yet to do? Like do a regular keyboard with silent switches. I might do that soon because I only do silent switches on integrated plates. It's kind of, for me, it kind of fixes the integrated plates woes. All right, let's start with those. Corner switches. I'll buy another PCB for different switches so I can just swap in out the PCB. Yeah, I used to do that a lot for all the GBs that I would enter. I would get extra PCBs, but then I realized I almost never do a second build. I prefer to desolder it. But with that said, I do have maybe 5 or 6 builds where I have 2 interchangeable PCB plus plate combos. Okay, cool. All right, so let's put a few switches here in the middle. I do that with my Rukia. I have 3 sets. 3 sets! Zelios, silent linears, and red ink. So you beat all the records, Demon. I don't know anyone who has 3 like you. Look at that. No weird flex anymore. Now I'm super happy. I'm special. Yes, you are, my friend. A special little devil. Let me just put the spacebar this way I don't lose it. All right, let's solder those up and take it from there. I'm special. Turn around. And this is the moment where I can't read a whole lot of chat, so every now and then I get a little bit terrified. Man, I remember the lyrics to this song. There is this part which is really hard, especially if you're not American. And I used to know it by heart, and I was so proud that I did when I was at a club or something like that. You're living in a powder keg and giving up sparks. Man, I was so happy that I knew that part of the lyrics. You have no idea. And now I realize how dumb I was back then. But again, being dumb is one of the best things. Ignorance is a bliss. What's on your spacebar? It's the same switch, but I think if I remember correctly, I got a... Which switch? I think a tangerine stem, just to differentiate it. And I usually do 95 gram springs on the spacebar. I like them heavier. Because I too am special. No, but I feel like the bottom out is less noisy. Because you're always hitting the spacebar with that violence. Oh my god, you didn't clip that. Shit. I didn't remember that was a possibility. Yeah, one of the greatest frustrations that I have in my life is that I don't have the music gift. Like, I can't play any instrument. My voice sucks because I can listen to a song like once or twice and totally get the lyrics by heart, even if it's, of course, in English. Sometimes even in a foreign language, and even if I don't know the language, I I get the sounds by heart, if you will. It was a non-accountable mistake. I'm getting a KBD8X soon too. Is it Mark II Kronborg, like this one, or a Mark I? So let's check if everything is flush with the PCB, which I think it is. Looks like everything is good from here. Let's check the middle row. Yep. Oh, found one that isn't. There we go. So this one as well. Just for the sake of it, let's do them all. Yeah, Mark II. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that if you were getting a Mark I, but Mark I isn't that good, and the way the stagger works at the bottom row, I don't like it very much. Gateron inks with 63.5 gram. Yeah, you're good, man. Those springs are so good. So I did a couple of inks with films, and the sound does change a little bit, but I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. Might as well just leave them as is. Unless you want to try, like you never tried and you want to try film switches, then I would say it's worth it. Okay, let's solder the second legs for those guys here. Then we can start populating the board. Wow, so my mom is texting me and she said that we had 1,179 deaths in 24 hours. But again, here in Brazil, we get lower death rates throughout the weekend and Monday. And then Tuesdays, it always comes in batch. That's a good take on it, thanks for sure. Hopefully my black KBD8X Mark II ships soon. Can't wait to build it. Yeah, it's an awesome board. And my mistake was to get the half plate, which hopefully will be fixed by the end of this stream. That's the idea, at least. Okay. All right. I think we're good with those. Let's move on. Let me do the hard ones first. I love mine with breast. So you have a full plate, I assume. Here in Australia, we just passed for the country. Yeah, so Brazil is really bad right now with the control of the disease. I think we are on the top of the curve right now. Well, at least I hope that we are. But yeah, things are nasty here. Very nasty. Hey, Sujo is here. I was wondering where you were, my friend. Better late than never, right? Than never getting here. Yeah, I would love to have this plate in full brass. And to be honest, I have another PCB, and I also have another... I have an FR4 plate for this as well, that eventually I'll want to build with a different switch. Maybe with a silent switch, who knows? All right, so let's complete the non-alpha keys. I was taking a nap. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good, you know, reason to be absent. Recharging. Yeah, you see, Taiha starts streaming and I lose like 10 viewers. It's always like that. What is he doing? Do you guys know? What is he building? No, it's something cool, apparently. Hey, .com is here. What's cooking? Not much, not much. We're just having a sprinkle of black inks into this KBD8X Mark II and getting ready to see if we fix the issues that we had with the half plate being too, you know, having too much flex. And I think it's gonna sound nice. Let me see, is this part off? Yes, it is. I just hope that I don't lose any switch on the on the transfer. Inks, what a surprise. I know, right? I'm so wild and crazy. But to be fair, this board was already built. I'm just says CA66 build stream, really? Does it? Oh, never mind. There. I see. What's going wrong with oh, so EG Qvin. Let me show you something that I showed at the beginning of the stream. Basically, imagine that this area here has no support from the top because there's no plate for those keys here, right? So when you hit those keys, it has a lot of flex and it hits the bottom of the case. So that is the main issue. And I don't see a way to fix it, unfortunately, unless you put like some foam at the bottom. That's gonna alleviate the sound of it, but maybe not the feeling. So it could work to make it a little better. So if you get a chance, EG Cave-In, either rewind the stream back to beginning or later on watch the VOD and see what I'm talking about. I did a thorough explanation of what the problem is and how it sounds and why it's bad, because it is bad. It's like ever since I built this board, I haven't used it because of that. That's how bad it is. And sorry to be the bearer of bad news like that, but it is bad, unfortunately. I said that, and I reiterate that this board shouldn't be offered with a half plate. We'll check out later. Perfect. Sorry, it's just that I can't do it anymore with this plate on. Otherwise, I would. As I suspected, we're missing one switch. I don't know where that went. I need to look better for it. Is it any of those two? Yeah, this seems lubed. Yeah, this guy here is what I'm looking for. Okay, let's try to solder everything. I'm gonna start with the top row, but I wanna really do one side first. Heard the Chimera is shipping soon. Oh man, that's good news. I don't know if it is. I haven't heard anything. Nice. What's some good linear switches to try coming from a tactile? I think. All right, Demon. Thank you so much for being here, and keep on being special. Hearts for you. Thank you so much, man. My favorite linear switches are the ones we have here. So either, I would say either red inks or black inks. All right, I was gonna check if everything is flush. But I believe everything is good. Except for that guy. Where can you find plates for KBD8X? So bueno, I bought mine this carbon fiber from ProjectKeyboards, I think, but they are out of stock, and I think Heine had some. I don't know if he still had. It still has. It's heine.cc, his website, if you want to check. But I don't believe anybody stocks them. Maybe Heine, I don't know. So Rio, yeah, I would say each one of the inks, reds or blacks, depending on if you like heavier or lighter switches. They are really good options. Is there brown inks? There is not. Only black, red, and yellows. Hello, Ridwan. How are you? And Scaped. How are you guys? Welcome, welcome. Heine is out of stock. Oh man, that sucks. So I don't know. Oh, and blue.com. Yeah, they have the clicky inks. I completely forgot. Sorry about that. Yeah, there are blue ones, which are apparently good if you like clicky switches. It's totally right. So mistakes plus, if you guys want. I don't know if that counts as a mistake. But a cheapo Mac on Amazon to take apart and learn to solder. But especially Fresco to learn to desolder. That's the real deal. But that's a good idea. Annoying because KBD fans only have extra PCBs in stock, no plates. That really sucks. And thank you so much, Fustan, for the follow. Going to get red inks or black for my HMKB. Hold on, HMKB. Oh, yes, yes, you should. That's a nice combo. There we go. Forgot about those guys here. You know what? Let me solder all the left pins. Hey, Megnova, how are you? Welcome. My HHK Pro 2 should be here tomorrow, so I can use it into... Yeah, you're in for a treat. Do you have Lube to lube it later on? I really advise you to use it stock for a bit, so you get the real stock Topri feel first, and then think about lubing it afterwards. I remember when I got my first Topri, it was a very different sensation. Which also was an HHKB Pro 2. A black one. Which color is yours? Yeah, I'll be using stock for a while. We'll decide to lube later. Yeah, I think that's a smart decision. You might need to at least do the stabs, maybe. If it bothers you too much. It did bother me. Another thing down the line that I advise you to do if you want is get either a Hasu or a Hasu Bluetooth. Really like the Bluetooth one. quick second. What's up, everyone? Hey, Derbs, how are you? You got black too. There you go. Perfect. HHKB are so expensive in Australia, around $400. I think that's the same in US. How much did you pay for yours, Studio? May as well build a custom. Yes, it's a matter of having it in stock, right? As opposed to having to wait for a GB or something like that. I think that was the appeal for Sujo. I paid retail on Amazon for $185. Not sure what currency is for you. Yeah, I think in US it's $400. Almost sure. Isn't it? No, it's $300, I think. $210, okay. Yeah, it is a lot. For what is worth, I bought mine on Amazon as well. And we're almost done. I just changed this song. I don't like it very much. All right, soldering up the last switches. Sweeties. And we're done. It was well worth it for me. Love that board. Yeah, I love mine as well. Let's just see. Yeah, we always leave at least one not soldered. So can someone do mistakes plus? There we go. We are apparently done. Take this out of here. Let's see. Oh, before we unplug this. This, Josh. All right, let's test to make sure all the switches are working, and then we'll take it from there. So control. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I wanted to zoom out a little bit. Let's see. There. Okay, let's reset and let's start our Josh routine. And we have one here that isn't soldered. Yeah, definitely not soldered. Except it is soldered. So yeah, I think pause doesn't generate a key press. Maybe. I don't think I will use it as well, so we're gonna go with it. This is function, I believe. Wait, we have a problem on the... This key here is triggering 3 different keys. Let's see. So the left side is correct, but here we seem to have a short. And I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do. So can someone make a... Okay. I do have the WKL, Win keyless. So allow me to see. You have up there above the live chat, you have a mistake counter. Check it out. So we have our 4th mistake. Because I wasn't supposed to solder those 2. I do have a Win keyless build. So that's probably why this isn't working. But I don't know why this is triggering both keys. And to be honest, I don't mind very much, but I'll desolder it as well and solder it again. But I think I had this problem already. We'll see. It's really 2 mistakes. I'll allow it. So the one we were having issues with is this guy over here. We're gonna desolder it as well. And then this guy here is also being desoldered. There we go. So much easier when you have this thing on the desk already. So taking this switch out, moving this switch over, taking this switch out. Fashion, what's that for? You mean the gun? It's a desoldering gun. Wait, what? Oh yeah, we moved that one over, so that's only one. That's right. All right, that's reattached or re-soldered. Here we go. Let's see now. Yeah, this one is still triggering the whole bottom row, the Alt and Control. And this guy over here is not triggering. To be honest, I don't mind, because I never use this key over here. Let me reset it once again. Yeah, it's triggering Alt and Control. Not quite sure what the deal is, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Is it set to super? No, it's probably not. Rubbing alcohol. Bueno, I don't think it's going to fix it, but let's do it. So the problematic key is this one over here. I really don't think that's the issue, but who knows? We might as well. Yeah, if it did, since I desoldered and soldered it again, I think it's a trace on the PCB. That is, we could potentially diagnose it, but I really don't think it's worth it with due to the fact that I rarely use this key. So I don't want to spend an hour trying to diagnose it right now, since I rarely use this. Since everything else was good, I think I'm ready to go. Let's actually reassemble it. Can the right control be a layer button maybe? Yeah, maybe I can unbind it on QMK and then it's gonna be only control, which is totally fine. That's actually a good idea. So here we go. Now, before I trigger someone, let me just make this right. And also take that out. Here we go. Where's my screwdriver? Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll do that. I am 99% sure that the first time I assembled this board, it already had that issue. I'm quite sure. And I think I didn't screw this guy. Or maybe I did. how it feels. Yeah, I think we can leave it unscrewed. Oh, never mind. It's not below the spacebar, so we can definitely solder it. There we go. Now, chill music. Yeah, that one I like. Or this one I like. Almost done. Here we go. So I love this Keyset on this board, so I'm keeping it, if you guys don't mind. Yeah, and it sounds better already. Four, five, six, seven. GMK hype abused. Metal plates are Mimi. CF4 and FR4, it's where it's at. Let's see if I like them already as well. But let's see how the typing test ends up. I think it's a little bit high pitched, but I can be wrong. So this is something I think every set should have, the Alt GR key. I just love the Alt GR key. I love sets with Alt GR. And I also love stepped control, sets that provide stepped control. So Alt GR is this right Alt is also used to generate some graphic characters on foreign languages. So that's why it stays as Alt GR. I think it's because of graphical characters. Don't quote me on that. On Mac, those are just under regular Alt. Yeah, in most of PCs as well. This isn't like an old thing. I don't even use PCs. I use Macs as well. I only use a PC for streaming. TKL win keyless. Yeah, I just love win keyless stuff. Almost there, guys. And here we go. So the first thing we need to check is to make sure that that crazy flex that we had with the half plate is gone. And it totally is. We still have some flex, but not that crazy stuff that would hit the bottom every time you press the key. So the only thing left for us to do is to do a typing test. So why don't we do that? Here we go. You guys ready? Let's get it on. So here we go. There we go. Let me do it without the headset, so headphone. All right, yeah, I like it. I like it very much. I think it's way better than what it was before. So hold on. Let me take a final look. So the Lube is a mix of 205G0, there you go, and 105. And this particular one is a 1-to-1 ratio. So the same amount of 105 and 205. By weight, not by volume. All right, mission accomplished. I think I have a keyboard that I can use now, and it's gonna be my daily driver for a little bit.